we crushed it on a Monday. That's right, a Monday. We had a fantastic day. Let's roll it on into Tuesday. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Jason Mattis, of course, with Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every single day. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday. It is cold, bitterly cold out here in the Windy City. 15 degrees. I froze waiting for my son to get ready for school. I could feel my outsides going into my insides. Yeah, it's cold out there, but it feels good in our pockets because we got tons of money up in our pockets. That's right. We had a fantastic Monday. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. How about those NBA player props? 3-1 on those NBA player props. We continue to crush in terms of fading these guys. We faded Darius Bazley up under 9.5 points. How about being 4-0 on Darius Bazley now? 4-0. Woo, my man. And he's an auto bet. We talked about him last week about how when they didn't have SGA, he didn't go over. He's an auto bet. Don't ask. Don't wait for a tweet. Don't wait for a video. Darius Bazley, whatever the number is, grab it. We grabbed it at the lowest number it's ever been, 8.5. 7.5 is coming. Remember when we were able to correctly predict Blake Griffin's number getting lower and lower? Yeah, you're going to get a 7.5 with Darius Bazley a little soon, but it doesn't matter. Just keep on grabbing it. 4-0 with Darius Bazley. What about Okora? Now 3 straight wins with Okora. Now a 3-1 overall. And again, 3 straight wins, staying up under 8.5 points. And Vanderbilt will stay it as well, up under 7.5 points. Now 2-1 back, or fading Vanderbilt as he stayed under. The only one we missed on was Okeke there of the Orlando Magic. Got a late 3 in garbage time with a handful of minutes to go up over 7.5. So a little bit of a bad beat right there, but still overall fantastic there in those NBA player props, going 3-1. And then how about Monday Night Football? We did an upside to get some Monday Night Football bets and put 3 bets in, 1 unit total, so obviously a third of a unit on each of them. And we got the big granddaddy of them to hit of all. We got Damian Harris to be the first TD scorer at plus 1130, putting all kinds of money up in our pocket right there. Just missed Josh Allen on that touchdown. For whatever reason, when the Bills got in that red zone, they weren't running the ball. They were intent on throwing the ball, which, according to the announcers, it was windy and you can't throw into the wind. I had no idea before last night that professional athletes can't throw a football in the wind. I mean, are you kidding me? I'm not asking you to throw a 20-yard pass, but why can't we get 5-yard, 10-yard passes? Why is there like the notion that you just can't throw in the wind? I have a hard time believing that professional athletes can't zip the ball into the wind 5 yards, 10 yards. The Bills obviously were a little bit more pass happy than the Patriots, but not hard to be pass happy over the Patriots when they only attempt 3 passes that entire game. I don't know. I thought that was comical throughout the entire game. Every time they mentioned wind, it's like, my gosh, okay, I can't throw a ball. I mean, hell, I can't throw a ball when it's 90 degrees and sunny. Those balls are huge. I struggle to throw a ball 15 yards. We're talking about big arm, big hand Josh Allen, can't throw a ball. He had that one nice pass he dropped into Stephon Diggs there on the touchdown, or I guess almost touchdown, but Stephon Diggs dropped it. Hell, that was like a 20-yard pass. Up in the air, dropped it right in the corner of the end zone. So don't tell me these guys can't pass the ball. So either way, just missed Josh Allen that anytime touchdown. And then Allen over Harris, both of them to have 40-plus rushing yards. Obviously, Harris hit his easy. Got his on that big touchdown run that we had and we cashed on right there. Allen missed by 1 yard. Heartbreaker right there. Almost got a nice 320-plus cash right there with Josh Allen going 40 yards. But overall, just a fantastic night right there. 3-1 on the player props. Hit the big money prop there on Monday Night Football, so plus 4.52 units. That is how you start off your money on Money Making Monday. That's what I'm talking right there. How about that game though right there? That's why I told you guys I wasn't going to bet it, because I've put in bets before on Bills games that go against the Bills, like that, that are anti-Bills. Just like yesterday, I told you guys my best bet was Patriots plus 3. I didn't actually bet it because when I bet it, my wife can tell we're sitting there watching a game, and if like something good happens, like let's just say the Bills go up 7-0 first instead of the Patriots, and instead of me celebrating, if I'm just sitting there all kind of chill, my wife knows, okay, he's got a bet in on the Patriots. He's not happy the Bills scored. So, yeah, I didn't want to get called out on my wife, and it doesn't make for a fun watching experience when it's your team and you've bet on the other team. But I don't know if any of you guys grabbed Patriots plus 3, but that was a fantastic bet. Knew the Bills were going to be in struggle. Knew the Patriots were going to run the ball. That is the Bills' weakness. Bill Belichick attacks your weakness. knew they were going to, obviously didn't think they were only going to attempt 3 pass attempts, but certainly knew the Patriots were going to run it all down our throat and more than likely walk out of that game with the win, or if not, keep it within 3 points. So good game right there, even though that was low scoring, even though there wasn't a whole lot of passing, still a game that I was certainly entertained with and got some enjoyment. Now the Bills need to bounce back, get a good victory, but that's next week and that's plenty down the road. But more happy that we put money in our pocket and we kicked off a good week plus 4.52 units. All right, let's go ahead now and carry that on into Tuesday. All right, big show on tap today. I'll try and get through this as fast as I can without talking 100 miles an hour, which sometimes I know I can talk at a pretty fast rate. But we've got NBA to talk about. We've got Champions League to talk about. We got NFL Pigskin Pick'em money to go ahead and give away. And then we also got an update on our free giveaway that we'll go ahead and do. Let's first go ahead and start with that NBA stuff. I don't have a bet yet. There's only 3 NBA games. I've, of course, done all the research. The numbers just came out about 10 minutes ago before I sat down in this chair. They didn't quite mesh with the research. What I liked let's go ahead and first start with that Spurs versus Knicks game. I liked kind of the under. The research said take the under. It's cashed 11-7-1 on the under. The teams are averaging 52 and 54 points. The number came in at 53.5. If it was 54.5, I would have gone ahead and taken the under. But at 53.5, that gives me just enough pause and hesitation that I want to just kind of see and wait and see what the public does. Maybe we can get that up to 54. Again, at 54, no real hesitation with how they're cashing the under, with how the point totals are 52 and 54. I feel good at taking under 54.5, but at under 53.5, just enough hesitation where I think you'll be sweating your ass off, and it's just not as sure as a bet as under 54.5. So that's one to just go ahead and put on your radar. If you ever see 54.5, go ahead and bet the under. No, if I see under 54.5, I'll go ahead and take the under as well. And if you don't ever see a 54.5, you're on your own if you want to go ahead and pull a trigger on 53.5. The other one I like is in that Nets versus Mavs game. I like the Mavs in the first quarter getting points. Look, the Nets cover the first quarter spread only 6-4 at plus 0.4 point differential. The Mavs losing record at 4-5, but positive point differential at plus 1-1. So not a whole hell of a lot different than those Nets. I think they're maybe worth the plus 1.5 points they're getting right now in that first quarter. I had in my notes plus 2.5 just because I thought that the public was going to be all on the Nets, right? If you look at the stats, you would think, okay, just go ahead and give me Mavericks plus 1.5. When you look at the teams, I think the public's going to be like, well, the Nets, you got Durant, you got Harden, you got all these other good players, you got the Nets. Like, I'll just go ahead and back the Nets. So I was really hoping we would get Mavs plus 2.5. So this is another one where if you like 1.5, you want to go ahead and pull a trigger, cool, go ahead and do that. I think I'm just going to kind of go wait, see how Champions League goes a little bit later on today, and maybe I'll do Mavs 1.5. If I was only going to do under 53.5 in Spurs Knicks or Mavs plus 1.5, I would probably do Mavs plus 1.5 as my only bet. But those are the numbers that the sportsbooks have right now. That's kind of the research. That's where I'm thinking the NBA. Look for me on Twitter. It's at WinningBetsPod. It's at WinningBetsPod. If I go ahead and bet either one of those first quarter actions, you'll be the first to know on Twitter. All right, let's go ahead now and give away some money on that NFL Pigskin Pick'em contest. Let's go ahead and start with that straight group where you got a 3-way tie there with 100 points. So let's go ahead and look at the tiebreakers, see how these guys did. We had Boucher come in with 35 points. You had Owls fan come in there with 56 points. And you had Hand, Foot, Mouth, and Genitals. Not only is he trolling me, but he's also coming in with 59 points. Love the troll right there. My man's being incredibly funny, keeping, just when I thought the pain was over from the Hand, Foot, Mouth, my man had to go ahead and bring up the week plus long pain I had. So good trolling right there for my guy. So unfortunately, 59 points doesn't get him closest. What does get us closest is the 35 points that Boucher put up, because of course there was only 24 points in Monday Night Football. So Boucher, 32, goes ahead and gets the win. First time I believe Boucher's gotten the win. I think this is Ricky from the comments. If I'm correct, if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I think this could be Ricky Jr. that's in our comment section from time to time. So congratulations to him if I'm correct. Either way, congratulations to the winner there, Boucher, 32. Who's got the spread? Let's go ahead and look at that with 2-way tie with 100 points. We had Moody coming with 41 points and Drywall with 61 points. That obviously means the victory goes there to Moody. So good job by Moody getting that win. So Moody and Boucher, hit me up on Twitter, drop me those PayPals, and I'll send each of you $20. As for everybody else, it's a new week coming up on NFL Week 14. We're all with 0 points. We can all have a chance to win it. So good luck coming up this week. Hand, Foot, Mouth, Genitals. What a good joke by my man. That's a good one right there. I wish maybe I knew exactly who that was. I'd get them back. That's some nice trolling and some nice joke there by Hand, Foot, and Mouth, Genitals. Good stuff right there. Bringing up pain. Ugh, just when I thought that pain was over. All right, guys, let's go ahead and now move it over to the next free giveaway we're doing. You guys remember we had that free giveaway where we gave away Blake Griffin jersey, which that went to a winner there in Oregon is where that gentleman lives. So by now, he's certainly got that jersey. He's probably not rocking it around in the winter in Oregon, but got that jersey. I know it looks good. Obviously, I've got mine. You guys remember we also did the same game parlay. Jason, ironically, was the winner of that one, and unfortunately, that leg loss. Lazio didn't beat Udinese. That game finished 4-4, had 2 red cards in it. It was just a wild game. So, unfortunately, we dropped that same game parlay. But you guys remember, we still have one more same game parlay. So, with that being said, we know who it goes to, although that person never hit me up on Twitter to go ahead and claim their prize. So, we're going to go ahead and pull another name up out of the hat. So, we still have all the original names up out of the hat. We're just going to go right back to that same list. You can go ahead and see it here on the screen. We're obviously missing 3 numbers. We're missing the 7, we're missing the 11, and we're missing the 16, where those were the original 3 winners. We don't want to have them be a repeat winner. We want to at least try and spread this out. So what's going to be the free giveaway? Let's go ahead and set that table up first. Let's go ahead and remove these names for a second. We'll put up what the same game parlay is, and then we'll go ahead and put these names back up, and we'll draw a name up out of the hat so we know who has potential to win this. Let's go ahead and look at this Leipzig versus Man City game. I got a same game parlay that comes in at plus 275, but DraftKings has a 50% profit boost on Champions League. So boost this all the way up to 412. This is a mega same game parlay we can go ahead and do. And what do I like in this game between Leipzig and Manchester City? I like over 2.5 goals. Look, I think both of these teams will find the back of the net. And I think over the course of the game, somebody will be find a potential winner, whether that is a winner at 2-1, or maybe there's even more than 3 goals in that game. But I like over 2.5. Again, I like both teams to score. You got Leipzig at home fighting for their lives to try and make Europa League up over Club Brugge. I really like their ability to score at home. This game wasn't in Germany. Maybe I wouldn't like both teams to score, but you saw how they handled Manchester City at the Etihad, getting multiple goals. Now you put this game in Germany, behind closed doors. That's fine. Don't really care about that. It's at home. It's their fight to get in Europa League. I really like them find the back of the net. And then I had Kevin De Bruyne to be anytime goal scorer. It's a little bit risky because Manchester City players, you really generally don't know who is going to find the back of the net, but I wanted to try and get this a really big giveaway, so I like Kevin De Bruyne, anytime goal scorer. Besides Kevin De Bruyne just obviously being a fantastic player, what do I like about him being an anytime goal scorer? You got Pep Guardiola's comments coming out in his Champions League pre-match press conference saying he's got to fight to get his way back in the team. Let me just tell you guys right now, that's a little bullshit. Kevin De Bruyne doesn't have to fight to get his way back. All Kevin De Bruyne has to do is show up on the pitch and be Kevin De Bruyne, and one of those other guys goes back to the bench. Kevin De Bruyne doesn't sit on the bench if Kevin De Bruyne is playing like Kevin De Bruyne is certainly capable of. So that's just Guardiola just firing up a player, motivating a player, just being a good manager. And that's what managers, coaches do of all leagues, of all sports, is motivate their players and get them out. So that's all he's doing. And Kevin De Bruyne, he's going to read those comments and go, all right, I got to keep my place. Well, shit, I'll just go ahead and bag a goal in this game, in this Champions League game, and now you ain't going to drop me because I'm Kevin De Bruyne, and I'm the best attacking midfielder in all of the Premier League and all of England. Ain't nobody better than me from the attacking midfielder. I'm the best. I'm Kevin De Bruyne. Here's your goal. I'm in your starting 11. Drop one of these ever bums and this same game parlay at plus 412 cashes. Thank you very much, Pep Guardiola. Boom. That's how we're doing it, fellas. That's how we're doing it. So let's go ahead and give away some money. So you guys can see this pays Monster pays $200. $200. We're not going to give this one away to one person, though. Let's give 4 people $50 each. So let's get 4 names up out of this hat. Let's see if we can do this. 4 names out of this hat, and let's see if we can get over 2.5. Both teams will score. Kevin De Bruyne find the back of the net, and 4 people will get $50 each. Let's go ahead and draw these names up out. All right, guys, so you know how we do it right now. We pull up this random number generator. We got to change the max range here to 30. So we can do, I got 130. So here we go. So here we go, guys. Anybody, let's get 4 names up out of here, or 4 numbers. You guys know how this works by now. You guys been around here. So we got number 10. We'll go ahead and get the win. 10, 4, 6. 10, 4, 6. 10, 4. I knew I was going to screw this up. Hold on. So we got 10. I screwed that up. I had to write that down. So we got 10, which is Ashley H. Ashley H is one of the potential winners. 4 is Ricky Jr. I think that is Boucher. I think he may potentially have himself a real big day here. 6 is B. Johnson. And 24 is George R. So George R. So those are the 4 people. You've got to hit me up today on Twitter, because if this same game parlay wins and you didn't hit me up on Twitter, we're going to give your $50 away to somebody else on tomorrow's show. So if you're, Ashley H., if you're Ricky Jr., if you're B. Johnson, or if you're George R., hit me up on Twitter today to let me know you're still out there and you want us to take a claim of the same game parlay once it cashes and you want your $50. And of course, guys, if the same game parlay hits, I want to make another same game parlay with that $50 and continue rolling this and try and give out some more money. So everybody needs to root for the same game parlay, even if you're not one of these 4 people, because you want me to make another one so you can go ahead and cash on tomorrow's show. All right, guys, let's go ahead now and end the show at Champions League and, of course, get in our Champions League bets. I've got the bets already for Tuesday and Wednesday's match day 6 to go ahead and get to you guys. I generally hate match day 6, just to put that out front, just because I hate the scenario of a lot of teams have nothing to play for. Some teams need to be like that. I only need a draw. If I only get a draw, this can happen. So in general, I generally take it easy on match day 6. I don't go full blown crazy. So we know there's 8 groups. It's A through H. I'm just going to run through all 8 groups, let you know either my bet from that group or let you know why I'm staying away from it. And that way we'll just get a nice breakdown here of all 8 groups. So let's go ahead and jump into it. All right. So for group 1, you got Leipzig, Manchester City. Obviously we've got that same game parlay. So just not going to go ahead and add to that. And I'm also not going to go ahead and bet Bruges versus Paris. Look, I didn't want to force it. Paris isn't really playing for anything. I think Bruges has a harder time getting in the Europa League than Leipzig. I like Leipzig's fight more at home than Bruges on the road in Paris. So I thought the better bet was to go ahead and make it in Leipzig City using that same game parlay. So that'll be my only bet there in Group A. If we move over to Group B, it's only a possible bet once we see lineups. You got Liverpool versus AC Milan. That game comes out today. The lineups will come out today at 1 p.m. Central Time. I want to see lineups. Again, a scenario of teams not really all playing for much. Liverpool, though, I would like to see their lineups. So maybe a bet in Group B, Liverpool, AC Milan. Check me out on Twitter at 1 p.m. Central Time. Group C and D want nothing to do with that. We already know the 3 teams that are getting in the Champions League. We know the additional 3rd team that's getting in Europa League. Everything's done. The only thing that really matters is, I guess, Inter could, in theory, get into first place if they win. If they were to go into Madrid and beat Madrid, they would go into first place, and then Madrid would fall into second place. But Madrid only needs a tie. And again, I hate that, like, we only need a tie scenario. I just hate it. So basically in C and D, we know all 3 teams. To me, that makes those groups done and finished. So I'm not getting in the bet in Group C and D. Same thing with if we move on to Group E, it's a possible live bet tomorrow. You got Bayern Munich, babe. Bayern's playing Barcelona. I want to see lineups. You saw Bayern's manager come out today and say, I'm going to field the best team possible. He may field the best team possible, and then he may also rest players, right? Like if you rest Lewandowski, you rest Mueller, these kind of guys, then he may field his best team. So he may be honest. He may be fielding his best team after he holds back certain players that he wants. I just want to go ahead and see it. Bayern should absolutely smash. We took Bayern on that first leg, but that was at plus money. Now Bayern's at minus 150. Bayern at minus 150 on the money line is not as sexy. Obviously, I think Bayern should smash them. The hell, we took them at Camp Nou at plus 105 and got a good cash. So I'd love to back Bayern. Let me just go ahead and see liners before we go ahead and do that. That game's tomorrow, so we'll worry about that game tomorrow. What about Group F? You got United, Villarreal, Atalanta, Young Boys. I do have a bet from this group. Let's go ahead and look at Atalanta versus Villarreal. I like both teams to score in over 2.5, and you can get that at minus 118 up over at Bet Rivers. You got Atalanta in 3rd place, sitting there with 6 points. You got Villarreal in 2nd place with 7 points. Absolutely love that. I think this will be a great game. It's at Atalanta. I think each team will certainly be able to score. Someone was going to find a potential winner, if not maybe 4 or 5 goals in this game. This one's going to be really fascinating where you got 2 teams like this fighting for Champions League, fighting Europa League. Just a lot going on here. And then also keep in mind, they could also fall right out of Europa League and Champions League because if Young Boys somehow goes into Old Trafford and pulls off another upset, one of these teams could fall below Young Boys and miss out on Europa League and Champions League. So Atalanta and Villarreal are awfully fighting for a lot. Two good teams. Atalanta scores a lot. We also know they give up goals a lot. I just love both teams to score in over 2.5 in that fixture and at -118. Going ahead and betting that one. As for United versus Young Boys, not going to go ahead and bet that one. United's in the top spot. It's a lineup checker, though, and saying that, like, I would kind of like to see lineups. You got the new manager's first home game in the Champions League. Let's see what lineup he puts out there. But just with United being the top spot, it's all wrapped up. It generally falls in that same feeling of I don't really want anything to do with it. Let's go ahead and see lineups, though, on that one. All right, what about for Group G? This one's an absolute hot mess, guys. I mean, all 4 teams are still alive. Yes, that's right. All 4 teams in this group, in Group G, are still alive. They're all fighting for something. Europa League, Champions League. I made a parlay of the 2 games and got the parlay at +111. This is the parlay that I've got. I've got both teams to score in that Sevilla-Salzburg game. Love that. Salzburg's at home. We've kind of gotten 3 cashes from this Champions League group with Salzburg. Know everything about Salzburg. Love them scoring at home. Think Sevilla can also score, even though it's on the road, because they've got so much to fight for. As I said, all 4 teams are alive. So I think both teams will score in that one. And then for the other one, I just like over 1.5 goals. You got Wolfsburg at home. I certainly find them scoring at home, and then it's, do they get a second, or does maybe Lille get 1 to cash over 1.5? Something will happen. There'll be a second goal. I can't see that one finishing 1-0, just because, again, you have all 4 of these teams fighting for something. This is so much money's on the line, guys. This shit matters. And it definitely matters to the managers. It matters to the owners. This puts monies in people's pockets. This matters. This is going to be over 1.5 goals in that game as they try and get in Europa League and Champions League. So that's the parlay. Go ahead and take Salzburg, Sevilla, both teams to score. Parlay with over 1.5 goals in Wolfsburg, Lille, and you can get that parlay at +111. All right, so that takes us to the 8th and final group, which is Group H, where, of course, you got Chelsea up in there and you got Juventus up in there. I'd like to, this is to me another lineup checker. I'd like to see Chelsea's lineup because their midfield is shit right now with all the injury. They got no Kovacic, they got no Jorginho, and they got no Conte. And if you've been watching their last 2 Premier League games, they've been getting worked in the midfield. And I know, they're only playing against Zenit, but this is in Russia where it's freezing ass cold. I would certainly like to see that. I actually like Juve more at home against Malmo. I mean, they've got a much weaker opponent. You think they'd be able to do the job better? Both of these teams are going to be fighting because this is basically who gets in the first place, a.k.a. who can avoid Bayern. Nobody wants to be in pot 2, which is basically finishing in second place. You don't want to be in pot 2 and get Bayern in the first opening round knockout. So Chelsea and Juventus are definitely both going to be going for it. They want to both finish in first place to avoid Bayern Munich. But I got to see lineups. Look, again, Chelsea's just killed. Their midfield right now is absolutely killed right now. So that to me is going to be a lineup checker. So and that game's also not until tomorrow. The Group H is until tomorrow. So we can talk about that a little bit more tomorrow. But just know that'll be coming tomorrow. All right, so let's go ahead and do the recap. What do we have? We have possible bets. We've got AC Milan and Liverpool, possible bet today. We got Bayern and Barcelona, possible bet tomorrow. And then we got Group H, Chelsea, Juventus, something around there, possibly tomorrow. And we got one more 50% draft boost, 50% profit boost to use on DraftKings. We'll likely go ahead and use that on tomorrow's game. So look for that tomorrow. So as for the real bets, let's go ahead and recap those. We got Atalanta, Villarreal. Both teams are scoring over 2.5 at -118. And then we're going to go ahead and do a parlay at +111 where we've got Salzburg, Sevilla. Both teams will score. And then we're going to take over 1.5 goals in that Wolfsburg-Lille games. So we've only got 2 official bets. We got 1 additional same-game parlay to hopefully hook you guys up. But only 2 official bets. I'm telling you guys, match day 6 is tricky. It is by far the trickiest of trickiest days to try and bet. You can lose a lot of money if you're not careful because clubs' ambitions have changed by the time they get to match day 6. Don't get caught up in a club that all of a sudden doesn't care about match day 6. Just stick to these 2 winners and put some money up in your pocket. All right, guys, that's the show today. That's all the bets we got to. Make sure you're following me on Twitter on those NBA plays and may go ahead and pull a trigger on them. We don't have any player props today. None of the guys that we fade, again, are in games today, so more than likely will not have any player props. Just going to roll with these 2 Champions League bets. We've got that same game parlay. Drop a comment in there. Root for the same game parlay so these 4 people can put $50 up in their pocket, and then we can come back tomorrow and do another free giveaway with another same game parlay for some more winners. All right, guys, go enjoy your Tuesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.